I got fingers on my lips. Toys that I'm touching, I don't want to put them down. Instead, I want to talk about them. Yes, fresh. Smell the plastic that I crave. I want to shop. I can't be having Bruce Banner. I'm Dr. Rubber Band on Bruce Jenner. And you can call me after dinner. We can talk comic books, but we're here to talk toys. Be proud, make noise.
Hey guys, Dylan. This is the review for the Obadiah Stane and Ironmonger 2-pack from the original Iron Man movie. I initially had a little unboxing video, some silly stuff of me sitting on my living room floor, cutting into the box and sort of introducing the characters. It was more just for a friend of mine, and I thought it was fun enough to attach to the front end of my video and made up for half of the introduction. However, the pictures I attached to the end of the video drug down the quality of the whole thing because I'm a little new to this, and so I decided I would redo that. However, I deleted the video that went here because I'm a hack, so I thought I would just plug in something else. I have been collecting toys in earnest since 2009 when I happened upon the first wave of Marvel Universe figures at a PX in Georgia. I had no idea. It was just right by the checkout, and I just stepped over for kicks. And what did I see but like G.I. Joe scale Marvel figures, all detailed out, and I was like, these are from Hasbro. This is their bread and butter, this scale. This was meant to be. Little X-Force Wolverine with the Muramasa blade, you know, so I picked that up, and a Silver Surfer, and I pretty much have all of those at this point. As the Legends returned, I couldn't ignore that. They're just so cool. But I wanted to say this stuff, it means a lot to me. I know my stuff isn't perfect, but if I can make it even 1% better each time, you know, I'm grateful for even one person that has decided to watch this crap. I promise it's important to me. You're important to me. I don't know if this is long enough to fill the gap, so I might just sit here for a second, run the clock out. So we'll just shore that up with this brief introduction. Again, we've already looked at this friggin' box, but let's just give a proper study to these sides, or not. You guys are familiar. You've seen this. It's just some promotional artwork and my funny distorted face all over the thing. Anyway, I'm not going to make too big an effort to show you every side of the box, even though, you know what, just did. But let's go ahead and crack into this sucker. Yeah, snip aside, slide this hog out. Ooh, looking healthy. Beautiful boy. Look at these fun little designs all in there and whatever. And here we are on the plastic tray. I don't know. We're just doing this all in front of you. Wrestle it out with me mitts. Obadiah. And yes, bring in the blades. Cheers. Is it more? What is this? Who else? What are we stabbing? What are we probing? Anyway, try to keep that in view while I just crudely ripping and tearing and beating and rolling out of me. And hey, how you doing, buddy? I'm gonna shake your hand. Ooh, come on out of there and into the real world. Alright, here we are. Obi Trice out of the package. Wait, Mr. Stane here, he was actually introduced in the 1980s, business partner of Howard Stark. Went on after his death to try to take over Stark Industries, did take over Stark Industries. Tony was hitting the bottle again, man, drove him back to drinking. Rhodes took up the mantle for a minute there. It was a lot of chaos. But that's the comic books. Movie status, these are movie toys. It's Jeff Bridges being creepy for one movie because that's how they do you. Dead. Done. I would have accepted a slightly larger body for a slightly larger man, but laziness prevails. It's generally fine. I love these suit bodies, except for the whole foot situation. If we could just lop these off somewhere and just rework these from the knees down or something, I think we'd all be a lot happier. It's like you could barely get them to stand straight, you know, and you got to get them kind of like bow-legged a little. It's a whole weird thing, but I like slipping the hand over the tie. That's like my move. That's my move there. Of course, they're using that photo reel on the face, and that's a really nice likeness there. It is. It really ties the room together, does it not? Peed on your rug. And oh, check it. He's got the ring here, all sculpted in there.
You know, does that make this a special hand? Is this a special? Is this a new hand? Does anyone know if there's another guy with this ring? The tie is kind of sticking straight out. No big deal. He's got these double-breasted. There's a pocket over here, a couple of pockets down here, pants and such. Were we to work through the articulation here, starting at the good old head, you could see that he is on this nice ball peg with a healthy amount of swivel for all of those, you know, simulating all of those flying poses that Jeff Bridges is known for as he just cruises through the skies. Or maybe he's just floating by in orbit talking about 2 oat sodas, Gary. To Earth here. Again, standard suit body, so it's just molded right down into this neck here. The real basic shoulder just sockets right in there. Gets you that full rotation. These are the ones that you're familiar. They always feel a little funny trying to shove in all the way. Whatever's going on with that. And then we have this nice bicep cut. Yes, standard. And double jointed elbows. The pinless would be cool again, but that would require a reinvention of the body that's mostly great. Don't let me be that guy that's it though. Give us new stuff. Always, give us new stuff. But I always dug on the Marvel Universe line how much reuse there was, and they're like, here's a new head though. Give us another $7. And you can come down here. We'll just switch to the other side for fun, and you can see the wrists are just on the basic hinge. So he's, At the torso, you just have this basic crunch. Here, waist, articulation, twist him all the way around, and now he's hurting. Moving down here, we have the thigh. It's just on a peg, you know what I mean? We've moved away from those cheaty bowl joint, and it swivels with the upper thigh cut, which it's killer. You know what I mean? A couple of double jointed knees, I know you know, and coming all the way down to the foot, where you have these hinge forward and back, as well as that sweet pivot. As far as accessories go, the ever-fashionable Stane main has got this matching black briefcase for thieving, as well as this arc reactor that he has done thieved, and he's gonna, study these and cook up his own shoddy knockoff. But this thing looks great. I mean, look at the detail on this. All that sculpted. I mean, that's killer, and they've done all the requisite painting here. Little wire coming out the end there. Plug right into your guts. Briefcase actually opens to reveal that Mr. Businessman may be a bit of a hack. Yeah. Nothing in the way of extra hands or anything, but you may be like me and have tiny drawers filled with tiny hands. And so that's kind of the beauty of their system, is how you're able to swap all these, and how you have a million Wolverine toys with 1,000,001 different exchangeable parts. And here we have the Iron Monger, the crude counterpart to Tony Stark's Iron Man suit. Made with pilfered Stark technology. This thing is just a hoss. It's like, oh, you're huge. Yeah, I mean, it's bigger than the previous version, if anyone can remember that far back. I freakishly picked one of those up loose several years ago. That was kind of before my time. And this guy is looking killer. This is a fantastic piece of plastic. I was mildly excited looking at this thing, but I pulled the trigger anyway because I'm like, you're going to love that. You're going to love this, right? And I do. I do. This thing is spectacular, really. Just look at the way it looks all like this, like the heavy, like cast iron parts and whatever they've made that out of. They've sort of created that effect by dimpling this plastic or whatever's going on here. And so you can see on the deco here, man, it's all these nice sculpted line work and all of these things. They really went wild because there's not like reuse here, So they figured, why not just go for it? Or I don't know what those people are thinking, wearing hats and looking, whatever. But anyway, no, this thing looks great. This complex array of nonsense up here in the shoulders. Check this out. This just pops right out of there. That's awesome. You know what I mean? It just plugs into this notch right here. I love that, actually. So you're not like worried about mangling or destroying these. And there was a rocket on there, man. Did it ever go flying though? Anyway, yeah, and look at this big fat ball shoulder and all these. It looks like all the mechanisms and hydraulics of this big crude, deal here. The different weapons on either side are they're detailed fantastically. The paintwork is all right. It's mostly just this one color, but they've added some certain little red dots. And they didn't break the bank or anything here, you know what I mean? Clear piece of plastic there. Twists all around. More machinery down inside his crotchal regions. And, great big hydraulic pistons and whatever to drive this thing. Bottom of the feet there, he's got peg holes, as though this guy would have trouble standing, but maybe he could be like blasting off, you know what I'm saying? Not that. No, he looks up pretty well. Anyway, let's go over the articulation here. Up here at the head, he is on a ball peg system. If we just tear this off, we can just get a look at what's happening under there, because you don't really have a lot of movement. It runs around on this. The neck itself isn't independently articulated. Yeah. But it is perfectly serviceable. He can look down enough to appear, menacing. He can look up a little ways enough to sort of appear to be flying. He's not going to do a ton of that. Maybe just straight up. Maybe just the one time because he hasn't solved the icing problem. Up here on the shoulders, we have this little array here with these pistons and such. And these don't hurt at all because it's just on a peg here and it pop right out of there. That's fantastic. Shoulders, these great big sockets on these things, man. These will come way up. Out, around, all the way. More pistons on the back. These come out quite easily if you swoop that arm too much. But they go right back in. And they just... the old in, out, in, out. We'll just leave that one for fun. It's going to irritate somebody's OCD, right? Okay, coming back to the front side. Bicep cuts, or whatever the equivalent are on the machine. And you have a single jointed elbow. Doesn't quite get to 90. Goes a little beyond the other way, though. It's a machine. And he's not, he doesn't have the full articulation of a man, but he is a bulky bot here. Metal thick boy, if you will. Fist, hinge, like so. And it's got this stubby little peg on it, I think, so that you don't break some long peg on some great big fist. The other side is the same, but they have different weapons. Neither of those are articulated in any special way, but they're detailed great. Here at the waist, it's on another ball peg, and it'll twist all the way around, completely shearing Jeff Bridges' spine. Down here, we got legs on pegs, and these have great range. This whole figure actually has really great range. It's just that there's nothing really obstructing right at the joints, I think, You can kind of bring this out. You see that'll get in the way, but... if you rotated it like such, you see how high you can get this thing. A single jointed knee, but serviceable enough there. Yeah. More of these pistons and things. These ones aren't actually functioning, but they look great. Foot rocks forward, back, side, and rocker. All night long. Pretty solid for such a big figure, too. Okay, so for accessories, the Iron Monger here comes with a open and closed hand for each side, as well as this sweet blast effect here, and we got all these shell casings jumping out of there. Doesn't that look great? Look at all that. And you got this rocket here that just you can just pop that onto these shoulder pistons, and if he's all done with all of that, you can just plug this right into here too, and now we're smoking. And these are just some really great add-ons for an already solid figure. I'm pretty stoked about all that. Maybe we could just do them all floating by here, you know what I mean? Here's a open hand and sweet rocket and blast effect, and they'll just float all around his head. So long, dental plan. Lisa needs braces. Flintstones chewable morphing. I'm Joe Namath. It's just vapor lock. Up so tight, I couldn't unwind. I saw so much, I broke my mind. I just dropped in to see what condition my condition was in. Some quick comparisons. Throw in Natasha Leggero. That's not who that is. And a modern Iron Man figure over here, all movie based, of course, because that's where we're at. And you see, they all scale pretty well. I think. Pull these guys out of the frame there. go ahead and for kicks here, taking it to the way back machine, we got the mini Monger here, and this nasty little Mark III even. Check that out. Look how small they are. Yeah, they've obviously creeped up the scale a bit. And I mean, these are just, it's not the same at all. For fun here, how about some comic figures? It hurts that they're the same friggin' size, but from here, Tony almost looks smaller. It's funny, in the camera, it seems to be the other way around. How about we squeeze in this comic mangler? He's also just naturally a little small. And a comic Iron Man. Well, these are really solid figures, man. I'm really happy with this set. And just the old classic comparison here, we have the Marvel Legends Bucky, Cap, Deadpool. Yeah. Swoop him over to the other side, but I'm sure we all get the idea, right? Look at this guy. How about one more? A short figure. Shout out for the short guys here, man. Love me some special short Wolverine buck. But again, with these damn feet in the standing. Overall, I'm really happy with this set. It's about $73-ish, depending on where you're getting this at. And it's looking like these larger figures, they're going for like a $50 price point. So you would still have your standard 6-inch at a 20-ish. And it's readily available pretty much anywhere. Kind of a surprise, kind of not. I don't know. The scalpers, the bots, they're just poor people or something. They don't buy, like Hot Toys. I love my Hot Toys, but it just seems to escape that. This, oh, look, a reveal today. Oh, look, it's sold out already. But not these guys. Anyway, I'm stoked if you made it this far. Like, comment, subscribe. It would really help me out. I'm always working on something new, so you might want to look into it. Thanks. La 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 la.